welcome to another episode of SKST Radio, and you tuned into the Grayson Show. And today I am honored with a very, very special guest. He goes by the name of Christopher Williams. Christopher,
Hey,
welcome to the show.
what's up? How you
How
doing?
are
How's
you?
everybody doing out there? Good. I'm great.
Everybody?
Sorry for
Oh
my
my
time.
gosh.
Just a little morning workout, my little walk. So I'm just trying to cool down on my terrace. But it's a beautiful kind of overcast day in the neighborhood.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from New York, but I'm in VA right now.
You're in Virginia?
Hmm.
Oh, okay, so I'm in Virginia Beach.
Oh, you're down in the beach area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
just came
yeah,
from
it
down.
is a pretty day today.
It is a little overcast, but it's nice.
Yeah,
Just
I
came
love
from
it.
a
I
little
love it.
walk. How you doing out there?
I'm doing good. I've been here 5 years now, and I'm right by the beach, 3 blocks from the beach. So I don't think I'm moving no time soon.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be moving either. It's nice down there.
Yeah, I like it. I like
Big
it.
shout to Noir Club. I got friends down near the beach. Club Noir, wonderful black women who own a bunch of business down there. Class act. They actually have Adina Howard coming there. You got to get to this place. I'm just letting everybody know if you're in the Hampton Road area. Um, it's not far from Virginia Beach. The whole seven cities, as they call it.
Uh
You need
huh.
to check out Noir. The food is amazing. I performed there. We could have done 2 or 3 shows. It was sold out, but it was live band, something that adults would really, really enjoy. The food was
Nice.
amazing. The amenities were amazing. They have a boutique, small, 5-star organization. So big shout out to the ladies who put that Black Girl Magic on Club Noir. We had an amazing time there performing. So we'll be coming back actually in September, October. I think September is their National Women's Month,
Okay.
and October I'll be back in the area, so it should be a
All
lot of fun.
right. Well, I'm gonna make sure I'm there this time.
Yeah, it'll be
Sounds
fun.
like a good event. So yeah, I'm all about
Yeah,
empowering women, and so we do an International Women's Month, and I interview different professional women on my show and let them talk about their business. So I love stuff like that. So thank you for letting us know about that.
oh, thank you too. Yeah, I love empowering women too, men
So
too, but it is what it is.
we'll let people know who you are first of all. Let's get a little history.
I
We
I
want to do
am I
the
am
beginning.
William. I am Christopher Williams. I was born in the Bronx. I'm the nephew of the legendary, iconic Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh
Um,
wow!
I was signed to Geffen Records. It was a music mogul in 1989. First single came out in 1990. Talk to Myself. A lot of you may not remember that, but it was like it was a corny rip of my brother Bobby Brown. And but it worked. But it wound up working out for me. The label really, he was so hot. I mean, Bob was the king and still is, in our hearts. But um, he was so on fire at the time that they basically everybody was trying to get a carbon copy of Bobby Brown, and I can't dance. I'm a flat-footed singer, and we tried, but we tried. But big shout to Bob. And then I came out with a signature record that really seemed to implant me into the community that I'm from, and the people who love that type of singing, flat-footed male tone, tenor, first, second tenor. And that was Promises, Promises, which was a song that I
Okay.
wrote with Timmy Gatlin and Alton Wilkie Stewart. Both songs got me top 10. Promises, I believe, went to number 2, and we stalled. We almost got our first number 1, but then I was starting the movie New Jack City and caught my first number 1 across the board record, Don't Wake Me, I'm Dreaming.
And that was
And
my favorite.
yeah, and then we went on to sign with late great Andre Harrell, Uptown Records, which was a movement. Uptown Unplugged. Big shout to late great Heavy D, the Queen Mary, my brothers in Jodeci, Father MC, and everybody who was at Uptown at the time. The writers, the girls, Terry Robinson. People don't realize Anthony Hamilton. Uptown had Anthony, and unfortunately, just wasn't big enough to facilitate what he needed at that time in his career. But it was a whole. It was a reunion. It was like a moment in time that was golden. Brand Nubian. I mean, everybody. Jeff Redd, Vanessa St. Quince. I mean, you can go back to even like the original Uptown in Brooklyn with Fat Doug. So it was a movement, and Andre being best friends and probably the muse of Russell Simmons. So that whole New York movement at the time really was like it was a moment in time. So then I got away from New York, moved to California, and I started a movie New Jack City. That sort of cemented me as an actor because I did go to Purchase College, which Wesley Snipes helped me get in Purchase with
Oh
a
yeah.
brother, Darren Cotton, the kid I grew up with in the Bronx. Him and Darren Cotton were friends,
Okay.
and they inspired me to kind of get myself together as a young man, 16, 17 years old. It was like, listen, you need to go to college. You're talented. Get away from the trappings of the Bronx.
Right.
And I was able to go to Purchase and meet some amazingly creative people, including Wesley, who I saw do River Niger one play in school, and you could see his at that level, in our age. And a lot of people went on from Purchase to star in the Boy Cats, and of course Wesley became Wesley. I did my
Yeah.
thing, and God is good. and
And the rest is
so now,
history.
yeah, and the rest is history. So fast forward, and I've done deals with Giant Records, Not a Perfect Man, where I had like Dance for Me, and If You Say with the late great Sammy McKinney, a writer who's penned stuff with Patti LaBelle, Anita Baker. Just had an amazing journey. I remember burying my aunt, and I'm holding hands with Nancy Wilson and Stevie Wonder, and I'm like, so I've had a really amazing journey, but it doesn't, like Michael Jackson said, it don't stop. So we're at a point now in music where you're able to kind of own your masters and got a hold of all the business side of this thing.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
like I said, I've endured. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I was in a coma. Me and Albie Shore.
Oh
Unfortunately, he
wow.
had liver failure. I had kidney. My kidneys responded by the grace of God. They said I wouldn't walk, talk. 137 pounds, was in a coma for 20 some days. Al
Oh
think
God.
was 34 days. So just um, just enduring some amazing things that have identified to myself that the beautiful part about this life, whether it's music or whatever you do in life, is the journey. It's not one
Right.
destination. It's the whole journey. So I've had an amazing one. It's beautiful to share my music with people. I'm looking forward to the new stuff. My new single is actually called Woman of the Year,
Okay.
which I did with Troy Taylor. And a big
Okay.
shout out to my little brother RL from Next, because RL wrote me a smash called I'm Back. And it's really personal about Christopher Williams' return. So I got to, it's just humbling that, these iconic young artists, even people know who I am, but like RL and Darnell Jones and all of us guys are like a fraternity, genuine, everybody. So it's really cool to see everybody still doing their thing. And R&B, and you got, Tank with R&B Money, and he's got Carl Thomas out on tour right now. So music is looking like it's gonna be okay. And some of these
Sounds
young
like
artists are amazing. Yeah, a lot of times it's weird when I'm interviewed. They say, "Well, at your age, do you think music's in a bad?" I'm like, "Have you guys heard of Bruno Mars and Her and Jasmine Sullivan? Like, there's some young, phenomenal Chris Brown, Trey Songz. I mean, there are some phenomenal, and some that are coming up. Papa J, kid out of Atlanta that works with Troy, some phenomenal young talented artists who are keeping the integrity of music. It doesn't mean, same thing with some of the rappers. We got J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. There's some dudes who can really put it down. Of course, people who make a bunch of hit records like Drake and other people like that. So music is in good hands, and it's like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. So there's something for everybody. There's young artists like Leanne LaHavis that don't get a lot of rec over here, but they're simply amazing. DJ Morton. I mean, I can go on and on and on the gospel side. My little brother Gene Moore, Zacardi Cortez, Brian Courtney Wilson. So I'm excited about music as a fan, but humbled that 30 some years later I can still be a part of it in some way and make
yeah,
contributions.
absolutely. So you got like you said, you're still doing it, and that's the good thing, because
Yeah,
people love, you got a big footprint, and people love the music that you put out. And so to see you back, and I'm so grateful that you're healthy and you're doing well. Just came back from your workout and everything, and it's just amazing, just to even be here with you today, because it's a possibility we might not have had this opportunity. And so
yeah.
I'm very blessed and grateful to the
Thank you, Kenny.
Almighty.
Me as well. Me as
And
well.
so Thank you so much. And so now you're touring. You got
coming
some
out.
stuff going on with Troop. What's going on with that?
Yeah, me and Troop, my brothers are going on tour, and I'm excited about that. I mean, me and Steve and Alan and John go back a long way, and it's like really like brothers because we met through Gerald Levert, and it's been like brotherhood since. With all three guys, I have an individual and special group. We have our relation with the group and all the guys as individuals, and love them all. They're all great guys, first and foremost, and it's just great to see them putting the smack down again. And this is going to be a dope show.
Yeah.
Great energy. Troop is amazing. I'm gonna go put 150% on the stage. Um, and we're just excited that people coming out. I think we're almost sold out on the first show, hopefully. So they might even add a second show because we're a month away. I still believe. I think the show is June 20.
June. Uh-huh.
Harold's gonna kill me. Harold Cuts put it together. He's gonna be like Christopher.
That's okay. I'm posting the flyer on my social media platform, so
It's
they'll
at
get it.
it's in Bethesda. Do some updates. We're doing another date in Jersey, and there's going to be more to come. We're going to get on the schedule, but we individually work, but we love working together. And big shout, like I said, it's fraternity. It's all love, man. Like I just doing stuff like D Nice and Pastor Mike, seeing these guys surgeons and seeing their greatness shown, and them having these incredible moments to, continue to further the music and create adult venues where people can just have fun and entertainment away from some of the
Yeah,
things that are going
absolutely.
on.
With Now,
So
people like me, we grew up with this stuff. It's kind of like this is family, this is home, this is what we're used to, and to see it coming back and see you guys on stage, bringing back our I want to say our younghood or whatever, making us feel like, hey, this is our time now. Our
yeah,
time used to be over and all this young music, but now you guys are bringing back what we grew up on. And I'm just grateful for it because it gives you that sense, right? What do you do next? Oh, our music
yeah.
is back. We can enjoy it.
Listen, one thing about music, it's a sound, it's a frequency, and if it makes you feel good, there's no denying it. It's an international language that crosses barriers. You know what I mean? So music is an amazing thing. Like I said, we're looking forward to Woman of the Year. Check out the new single. It's going to be coming on all platforms. Big shout to 1RPM, my distributors, for getting involved worldwide. It's going to be great to see what happens in this next chapter of Christopher Williams. If you want to follow official Christopher Williams on IG, Christopher L. Williams, PhD. I got my doctorate in last year, which was
Nice.
amazing.
Congrats.
And yeah, thank you. So a lot of good things happening, man, and just excited about getting around and always doing the live performances, touching people, especially with bands. We got to start growing some of these promoters up. We need real sound systems, real bands. We grown
Yeah.
folks. All of this track with bad sound systems, yo, coming. You make the artist look bad. You make yourself look bad. Let's get this. We don't all make as much money, but we please the people, So big
Right.
shout to City Wineries and the Yoshis and the Birchmeres and venues like I mentioned, Noir. Capacity is only like 185 people, but just boutique, elegant. It's like going to like the best boutique hotel and you just didn't even expect it. You're like, oh wow, this is amazing. Like everything was 5 stars. So we're praying for not just the artists but the venues and the audience to start receiving the music that the way we feel it was intended. It's an expression. It
Yeah.
may not be perfect all the time, but if it's honest and it feels good, it makes you feel good, and that's why that music transcends. People are watching Uncle Frankie, you know and we know that that's maybe 50% of what Frankie Beverly has been to us, but
Right.
he's so great that we honor him even at this stage, and he deserves it
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
mean that man has smoked over 30. He smoked at least 5,000. And I mean, smoked the stage, leaves everybody barbecued, like finished. So, so to see the appreciation of music happening and even logistically with the laws and stuff, it's very gratifying. I'm getting ready to get my master's back. I just got all my music and publishing. Got my first check from Don't Wake Me I'm Dreaming after fighting 30 some years for my rights.
Oh,
So
wow.
big shout to all the artists like Drez and everyone who's had to fight for their rights and kudos to the ones who got in position in the beginning and was able to negotiate something great, like Jan and LL and all of them, because we can't hate on our ones who do reach greatness. You know what I mean? We
Right.
have to
Right.
understand, because you can absorb wisdom from both sides, and it'll help you see your path clear, because yours isn't going to be like Will's, or it's going to be like this one's. It's going to be the way God intended to be. You
For
know,
you,
your,
exactly.
yeah, for you, and based upon the decisions you make. So
So
I'm excited. Team Dream is excited. We're waiting for this Woman of the Year. I think every year is women. Every day is for women. You know what I mean? And every year, and they're the fiber. They give life in our
yeah,
society. So we have to honor it. And the things, these ugly displays of how women are being treated and manipulated, and not just women, men too. But you know, I just pray that it stops. You
yeah,
know,
me too.
and
Absolutely.
enough said about that. From
Yeah,
trafficking on up to, you know, being able to just do what you feel like you want to do to abuse and hurt other people is never cool. So,
yeah.
like
I
I said,
totally agree. Totally agree. Well, okay, so let's talk on a positive note. So now, what are your words of inspiration? And so, if you can tell someone who's trying to be where you are today, what type of nuggets of wisdom would you give them?
just all around, you will kind of, this is generally and big at the same time. I always believe you will just live where your faith is. And again, it curtails to what fits you, because only God can judge, and there's a spirit that's speaking to you, and how you perceive God, how you perceive faith, how you separate faith from religion. That's on you. And as long as again you're not hurting anybody with it, so I always say, you know what, whatever you're believing for, you live where your faith is. So that how you think about it, how you meditate on it, how you speak on it. You know, do you exercise the muscles? Just like me, I want to get back in shape. I was critically ill. But if I don't put one foot in front of the other or start in 5 pounds, I'm never going to get to 10 pounds. I'm never going to get
Right.
this. Then so I'm never going to get to 20 pounds. So you have to, faith without works is dead. And I'm not a big religious person, but I
Hmm.
am a big believer. I know that Yahweh is real. I know that Yeshua is the Messiah, and that is really the words of my. That's the best advice I can give. I mean, there's so many different philosophies and all that, but to me, without him, I'm nothing. So that works for me.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
And even for those who believe that God, like in Acts said, he died and he left all power on the individual, there's a part of me that also believes that. There's a truth in an indoctrination that has been told, but the problem that I see is that everyone's separating with their own personal belief and has to hate the next decision. And that has nothing to do with, that's not acceptance or tolerance.
Right.
So these are the things. That's why I said you will live with your faith. Focus on what you believe for, what you believe God has purposed your life to do, and
Hmm.
you have to also, that has to also pertain to who God is or isn't for you.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of messages, there's a lot of organized things that have gone on that have been, you know, unsuccessful and don't work for everybody. You know,
Yeah.
unfortunately, you know, a lot of things, a lot of these institutions and paradigms, brick and mortar, they're going to fall in the next couple of years. Life is changing, it's getting different, and it's
Yeah.
trying to get back to, it's going to either move super fast or people are going to get back to like simplistic things. So again, whatever you believe in for, just know you live where your faith is. That's my biggest nugget.
I love it. Absolutely love it. So let's talk one more thing before I let you go. You have to have someone that inspires you to be who you are today. You know, whether it's a parent. I saw here Teddy Pendergrass was somebody listed on your notes. So, who was your true inspiration that really made you get to where you are today?
Wow, it was a village, honestly. I mean, not a big village, but the top of that village, my grandmother Aretha Williams and my grandfather, Reverend Lawrence Williams, they were They made me feel a giant even as a child. And then there were my musical inspirations. Obviously, my aunt, Robert Nesta, Bob Marley, Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, Theodore Pendergrass, James Ingram, Jeffrey Osborne. All those people helped to shape and mold who I believed I could be, and gave me lessons and patterns. And, I could study like these masters. It's like a martial arts studying styles.
Hmm.
Um, it gave me a venue to fit in somehow. And then, a kid from the Bronx, from the projects, I was able to put something together with some people who gave me an opportunity, and it turned into a 30-some year body of work. So those are my inspirations, and especially for different reasons. I've to be a kid and love Teddy and Marvin, and then I never met Marvin, but I really got a chance to meet his wife Jan, and Nona and I are super friendly after all these years. And me and Stephanie Mills, when I was opening for Stephanie back in the day, Stephanie was spearheading a campaign to help get Marvin his star on the Walk of Fame because he had not yet been honored. So
Oh, wow.
Stephanie's signatures on her tour really was instrumental. And Stephanie, always did a lot of philanthropy and never really about it. I remember we were on tour in 80 and 90, I believe it was, and the circle started. It was the big earthquake up in Oakland. And she told me I wasn't getting paid for the shows that week, and we would donate
Wow.
the money to earthquake victims, and we were going to go up there and personally help. And I said, okay, cool, let's roll. And but people don't realize, not only is she iconic and has some, I mean, this woman has done so. Again, I've had an amazing journey. I keep regurgitating things and reiterating things because as we conversate, I think about how blessed I've been to touch these masters. You know what I mean? Like, I got a chance to sit on a stool and watch Stephanie Mills. This is a woman who as a child, maybe not much younger than Stephanie, sat and watched her master The Wiz on
Wow.
Broadway. And being
Yeah.
a New Yorker, I was fortunate enough that my family scraped enough money to get tickets, or probably begged my godmother Barbara for tickets or something. But we were able to go see the Wiz. And those kind of things were inspiring to me too. My mom, Marion, and Norman, who worked hard. My mom eventually started owning beauty parlors. My father was a worker from Farmville, Virginia. Um, Wound up being a general manager at GM in Tarrytown, New York. But basically worked hard to make it better for me and my sister. And to culminate what you said, those are all my inspirations. But today, as I am, my inspirations are my children, my 4 children, and my 3 grands. That's my life. That's
I love
everything.
it.
That's why I get up every day while I'm in pain and I think about what I went through. I could cower down and say, "Man, I don't feel good," but they keep me on the edge of the cliff, trusting God to jump off when I have to. Every show, every endeavor, every day when I wake up and I feel water in my eyes, I'm thankful because I get a chance to put my eyes on it.
That's
So
wonderful.
that's it.
Well, I appreciate you spending your afternoon with me here at SKST Radio, Christopher. I want to wish you the best of luck. That tour is going to be the bomb. And so
Big
I want
shout
you to
out,
know,
Troop Steve.
yeah, I was about to say, because Steve, that's a family. So, now you're a part of the family. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you
Thank
ever
you.
get this way, Virginia Beach, this is where the studio is. You're more than welcome to stop by. And if you need us for anything, let us know. We'll post and we'll do what we can to promote what you guys are doing.
I'm gonna leave my info on your IG.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
We're
All
gonna
right.
celebrate my buddies. We celebrate my buddy James from Truman High School in the Bronx. He's turning 60. He used to be a basketball player. He still thinks he want to play me, but we'll be in Hampton June 8th. So everybody want to come celebrate. It's free. We're gonna have food. It's gonna be a great time. I'm gonna get the information and shoot it to you. But you're welcome to
Okay.
come out and celebrate with us. It'll be a family thing. I'm actually gonna celebrate by performing too. They're making me work,
Okay.
but
Well,
it's
I love it.
everything. But
Well,
thank you
thank you.
for the radio interview. It was great, and I'll tell Harold thanks.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Until next time, guys, tune in to SKST Radio and we say thank you to Christopher Williams.